Every day, I wake up around 6:30 in the morning when the sun is just starting to rise. I open my eyes slowly, stretch my arms, and take a deep breath before getting out of bed. The first thing I do is grab my phone and check the time, then I go straight to the bathroom to wash my face with cold water. That helps me wake up completely. I brush my teeth carefully because I believe a fresh mouth makes you feel ready for the day. While looking in the mirror, I usually smile to myself and say something positive like, "Today will be a great day." After that, I head back to my room to make my bed. Making the bed is very important to me because it gives me a sense of order and discipline. I smooth the sheets, arrange the pillows neatly, and sometimes spray a little lavender mist to make the room smell fresh. Then, I choose my clothes for the day, depending on what activities I have planned. If it's a school day, I wear my uniform. If it's the weekend, I pick something casual but still nice. Getting dressed always makes me feel more motivated and prepared to start my day with energy and focus. Once I'm dressed, I go to the kitchen where my mom is usually preparing breakfast. We always greet each other with a hug and a smile. For breakfast, I usually have something healthy like oatmeal with bananas or toast with eggs and a glass of orange juice. Sometimes, if I'm lucky, my mom makes pancakes, which are my favorite. While eating, we talk about the plans for the day. I like this moment because it's quiet and peaceful, and it's a special time to share with my family before everything gets busy. After breakfast, I go back to my room to prepare my school bag. I make sure I have all my notebooks, books, pens, and any homework I finished the night before. I check my schedule so I know what classes I have and what materials I'll need. Sometimes, I listen to some music while I'm organizing everything, just to keep my mood positive. Before leaving for school, I always take one last look in the mirror, fix my hair, and grab my lunchbox. Then I say goodbye to my mom, and she gives me a kiss on the forehead and tells me to do my best. Finally, I put on my shoes, grab my backpack, and head out the door. If the weather is nice, I walk to school with my neighbor, who is also my best friend. We talk about funny things or share stories while walking. If it's raining, my dad drives us in his car. During the ride, I usually look out the window and think about what the day will bring. I like imagining fun moments at school or what I might learn in class. Mornings are special to me because they set the tone for the rest of the day. Chapter 2. My time at school. When I arrive at school, I usually feel excited and ready to learn. The first thing I do is go to my locker to put away my jacket and lunchbox. Then I walk to my classroom and greet my teacher and classmates with a smile. We usually start the day with a short morning meeting, where the teacher tells us the plan for the day and we all share something we're grateful for. I love this part because it brings everyone together and helps create a positive mood in the classroom. It reminds me that school is not just a place to study, but also a place to grow and feel supported. Our first subjects in the morning are usually math and science. I enjoy math because it challenges me to think in a logical way, and I feel proud when I solve difficult problems. Science is even more fun because we sometimes do small experiments or watch videos about the universe, animals, or the human body. I always ask questions because I'm curious and I want to understand how everything works. I believe being curious is the key to becoming a better student and a smarter person. I take notes carefully and always try to stay focused during the lessons. During break time, I meet my best friends outside near the playground. We sit under a big tree and talk about what we did the day before or what we're planning to do after school. Sometimes we play simple games like tag or hide and seek, and other times we just laugh and enjoy the moment. Having good friends at school makes a big difference because it makes me feel happy and included. Even when I'm having a bad day, just talking to them can cheer me up quickly. I always try to be a good friend too, by listening and helping when someone is sad. After break, we usually have language or art class. I love language class because we get to write stories and read interesting books. Our teacher is very kind and creative. She lets us use our imagination and express ourselves freely. Art class is another favorite because I love drawing and painting. Even though I'm not perfect at it, I enjoy creating things with my hands and seeing the results. When I draw, I feel calm and focused. Art helps me express emotions that are hard to say with words. It's like telling a story without speaking. Finally, after all the classes are over, we have a few minutes to review our homework or ask the teacher questions. Then we pack our bags and get ready to go home. Before I leave, I always thank my teacher and say goodbye to my friends. Sometimes, if I have after-school activities like dance class or tutoring, I stay a little longer. But on most days, I go home right after school ends. As I walk out of the school building, I always feel a sense of accomplishment for making it through another day of learning and growing. Chapter 3. My afternoon activities. When I get home from school, I usually feel a little tired but also happy to be back. The first thing I do is change out of my uniform and put on something comfortable. Then I wash my hands and sometimes have a small snack like fruit, crackers, or yogurt. My mom usually asks how my day was, and I tell her about my favorite part or something funny that happened at school. We talk in the kitchen while she prepares lunch or tea, and I really enjoy those little conversations. They help me relax and feel close to her. After the snack, I usually sit down to do my homework. I try to finish it as soon as possible so I can have more free time later. I open my books, take out my pencil case, and begin with the easiest subject first. If I need help, I ask my mom or send a message to a classmate. I like to study in silence because noise distracts me, so I often turn off my phone or put it away until I'm done. I write everything neatly, and I always double-check my answers. Doing homework helps me review what I learned and understand the lessons better. Once I finish my homework, I have some free time to enjoy. Sometimes I read a book, especially if it's an adventure or fantasy story. Other times, I watch a short TV show or play a game on my tablet. I try not to spend too much time on screens because I know it's important to rest my eyes and use my imagination. On some days, I go outside to ride my bike or take a walk around the neighborhood. I like feeling the breeze on my face and watching the trees move in the wind. It helps me clear my mind and enjoy nature. In the afternoon, I also like doing creative things. I enjoy drawing in my sketchbook, writing stories, or even learning songs in English. Sometimes I help my mom in the kitchen if she's baking something. I like cracking eggs, mixing ingredients, or decorating cookies. Doing creative activities makes me feel proud and relaxed. I think it's important for kids to try different things and discover what they like. I always look forward to these moments because they make the afternoon fun and meaningful. As the sun starts to go down, I begin getting ready for the evening. I help set the table for dinner or clean up my study area. My mom reminds me to put my books away and check if I need anything for the next school day. Sometimes I talk on the phone with a cousin or send voice notes to my friends. Even though the afternoon goes by quickly, I always try to use my time wisely and enjoy each part of the day. I believe that what we do in the afternoon shapes how we feel at night. Chapter 4. My evening routine. Evenings at my house are usually calm and cozy. Around 6:30 or 7 p.m., We all sit together to have dinner as a family. My dad usually comes home from work by then, and we eat together while sharing stories about our day. We don't use phones at the table, so it's a special time to really connect. My mom cooks delicious meals like rice with vegetables, chicken, or sometimes pasta. I always thank her after eating because I know she puts a lot of love into everything she makes. Dinner is one of my favorite parts of the day. After dinner, I help clear the table and put the dishes in the sink. Sometimes, I help dry the plates or wipe the table clean. Then I go back to my room and start getting ready for bed. I take a warm shower to feel fresh and relaxed. I love the feeling of warm water after a long day. It helps me unwind and think peacefully. After the shower, I put on my pajamas, brush my teeth, and comb my hair. I always feel clean and comfortable, and that helps me sleep better. Before going to bed, I like to read a little or write in my journal. I write about how my day went, what made me happy, and what I want to do tomorrow. Writing helps me reflect and be thankful for the little things. Sometimes I also write down my dreams or goals, like becoming a teacher or learning a new language. If I'm too tired to write, I just read a few pages from my favorite book. I avoid using my phone or watching TV because it makes it harder for me to sleep. Then, I go to the living room to say goodnight to my parents. We usually hug, and they tell me they love me and to sleep well. Those words always make me feel safe and happy. I turn off the lights in my room, close the curtains, and get under the blankets. I usually lie on my side and listen to the sounds of the night, like the wind or distant cars passing. Sometimes I think about my dreams or what fun things I'll do the next day. I try to fall asleep with a peaceful heart. Sleep is very important to me because it gives me energy and helps my brain work better. I try to go to sleep at the same time every night so my body stays healthy and strong. Even though some days are more tiring than others, I always feel thankful for everything I have, my family, my school, my friends, and my dreams. Ending the day with gratitude helps me wake up with a smile the next morning. Chapter 5. My Weekend Routine. On weekends, my routine changes a little, and I really enjoy the slower pace. I usually wake up later than during school days, around 8 o'clock or 8:30 in the morning. I stay in bed for a few minutes, stretching and thinking about what I want to do during the day. Sometimes I check my messages or look at pictures on my tablet before getting up. The house is usually quiet because everyone sleeps in a bit on weekends. I like this peaceful time in the morning because it helps me feel calm and ready to enjoy my day. Once I get out of bed, I go to the kitchen where my mom usually prepares a special breakfast. On weekends, we sometimes make pancakes, scrambled eggs, or fresh fruit smoothies. I love helping her in the kitchen, mixing the ingredients and setting the table. After breakfast, we take our time eating and talking about our weekend plans. My parents usually ask if I want to visit my cousins, go to the park, or stay home and relax. I like that we can choose how to spend the day without being in a rush. In the afternoon, we often do something fun as a family. Sometimes we go out shopping, take a walk in the park, or visit my grandparents. I always enjoy those moments because I learn a lot just by observing and talking to different people. Other times, I invite a friend over and we play games, watch a movie, or do crafts together. I like making friendship bracelets, drawing funny cartoons, or even dancing to music in my room. The weekend feels like a reward after a busy week of school, and I try to make the most of every minute. During the evening, we have a special dinner, usually something different from our normal weekday meals. We might make pizza together or try a new recipe we saw online. Sometimes, we watch a movie as a family, sitting on the couch with popcorn and cozy blankets. These moments make me feel close to my family, and they remind me how lucky I am to have people who care about me. Before going to bed, I take a moment to plan for the next day, especially if Sunday is almost over and Monday is coming soon. Even though weekends are more relaxed, I still try to be productive. I use some of the time to review my school notes, organize my room, or finish any homework I left for later. I believe it's important to balance fun and responsibility. That way, I don't feel stressed when the new week begins. I always try to go to bed at a good time, even on weekends, so I wake up feeling fresh and ready for whatever the next day brings. Chapter 6: How I Stay Organized. One of the things that helps me stay focused and calm is being organized. Every Sunday evening, I spend some time planning my week. I use a small notebook where I write down my school subjects, any homework due dates, and special activities like sports or birthdays. I also write small goals like read 10 pages or practice spelling words. Seeing everything written down helps me feel less overwhelmed. When I know what to expect, I can manage my time better and avoid forgetting anything important. Every day after school, I check my planner to see what I have to do. I cross out each task once it's finished, and that makes me feel proud and motivated. I also use colors to organize my notes: blue for math, red for language, green for science. This makes it easier to find what I'm looking for. My backpack is always neat, with everything in its proper place. I clean it out once a week and throw away old papers or wrappers so it doesn't get messy. Being organized saves time and makes learning more enjoyable. My study space is also very important to me. I have a small desk in my room where I keep my books, notebooks, pens, and some decorations like a plant and a little lamp. I try to keep it clean and simple so I can focus better. When I sit there, I feel like I'm in a special place for learning. Sometimes I put on soft music in the background if I'm reading or writing. This makes studying feel more relaxing and not like a chore. I believe having a tidy space helps me think clearly. I also organize my time by setting routines. For example, I know that right after school I'll eat, then do homework, then rest. At night, I always take a shower, prepare my clothes, and pack my school bag. These routines help me move through my day without stress or confusion. Of course, sometimes things don't go as planned, but having a routine gives me a guide to return to. I think routines are like invisible helpers that make life smoother and easier to enjoy. Even my thoughts feel more organized when I write in my journal. If something bothers me or I have a lot on my mind, writing it down helps me feel better. I often write about my goals, my worries, and what I'm thankful for. This helps me understand myself more and stay focused on what matters. Organization isn't just about keeping your room clean. It's also about keeping your mind clear and your heart peaceful. Chapter 7: Why I Love My Routine. Some people think routines are boring, but I feel the opposite. My routine gives my life balance, and it helps me grow. Every part of my day has a purpose, from waking up early to finishing my homework to spending time with my family. I feel like I'm building good habits that will help me in the future. When I follow my routine, I feel stronger, more confident, and more prepared for anything that comes my way. It's like having a roadmap that helps me reach my goals step by step. I also love how my routine gives me time for the things I enjoy. Because I finish my schoolwork on time, I can read, draw, or go outside without stress. I never feel rushed or anxious because I know I've done what needs to be done. Having a routine doesn't mean I can't have fun. It means I can enjoy my fun even more because I don't have to worry about unfinished tasks. My routine gives me freedom to be creative and to rest, knowing I'm on the right track. Another reason I love my routine is because it connects me with my family. We have meals together, share our stories, and help each other with daily tasks. My parents respect my schedule and always remind me of the importance of time. They've taught me that if I want to succeed in life, I need to be disciplined and consistent. I'm grateful for their support, and I try to make them proud by following my routine with responsibility. Routines also show respect for ourselves, our time, and the people around us. Even on difficult days, my routine helps me stay grounded. If I feel sad or tired, I still brush my teeth, eat well, and go to sleep at the right time. These small habits give me a sense of control and hope. They remind me that no matter how I feel today, I can always try again tomorrow. Routines bring stability and comfort. They're like a warm blanket that wraps around me, reminding me that I'm safe and I have a plan to follow. Finally, I think routines are a way of loving yourself. When I follow mine, I'm telling myself, you matter. Your time matters. Your dreams matter. I believe every girl and every boy should have a routine that makes them feel strong, happy, and proud. Life can be unpredictable, but a good routine helps you face anything with courage. That's why I love mine. It helps me be the best version of myself every single day. Chapter 8. My Dreams for the Future. Sometimes at night, when everything is quiet and the lights are off, I lie in bed and think about my future. I wonder what kind of person I will become, what job I'll have, and what places I'll visit. One of my biggest dreams is to become a teacher. I want to help children learn and feel confident, just like my teachers have helped me. I imagine myself standing in front of a classroom, smiling, writing on the board, and inspiring young minds. I think it would be amazing to make a difference in someone's life through education. Another dream I have is to travel the world. I want to see mountains, oceans, deserts, and cities I've only seen in books or on TV. I would love to visit places like Paris, Tokyo, and New York. I want to meet people from different cultures, try new foods, and learn new languages. I believe that traveling teaches you things that school can't. It opens your heart and mind. One of the reasons I'm learning English is because I know it will help me talk to people everywhere. I feel excited just thinking about all the possibilities the world has to offer. I also dream of writing my own book one day. Maybe a story about a little girl who follows her dreams, or a book full of advice for other children like me. Writing makes me feel alive. When I write, I can be anyone and go anywhere without leaving my room. I want to share my ideas, feelings, and lessons with others. I believe everyone has a story worth telling. I don't know exactly when I'll write my first book, but I know that every day I practice, I'm getting closer to that goal. Even though I'm still young, I know that reaching my dreams won't be easy. I will have to study hard, stay focused, and be brave when things get tough. That's why I try to build good habits now, so that when I'm older, I'll already be strong and ready. I remind myself that every small step I take today is part of a bigger journey. My routine, my homework, my kindness, my curiosity, they all matter. They are like tiny bricks that will one day build the life I imagine. Before I fall asleep, I always whisper to myself, "You can do it. Don't give up." It may sound simple, but it gives me strength. I know that with love, discipline, and faith in myself, I can turn my dreams into reality. I believe every child has the power to shape their future no matter where they come from. And I'm not afraid to dream big because I know that with effort and hope, everything is possible.